Hi, welcome. It's me, OGDuffy, back with another Versus video. So, ignore the mess. That is upcoming video stuff there. What you cannot see is what's piled down below. I have had so many great pickups of video games lately. So coming up in the next week or so, I've got some brilliant videos. A great FaceBay, this Facebook marketplace pickup of Wii titles. They were an amazing price. That is awesome. I did a game day picking up from various shops in Chatham in Kent, and I did myself a CEX challenge, but forget them. That's coming up in weeks, etc. from now. But this week it's my latest Versus video, and we are focusing on a great game that was suggested by Ian Metcalf. Now, Ian has recommended some great games that we look at, okay, in these Versus videos, and today's is no exception. It's an awesome game. It is the classic OutRun by Sega. Everyone knows this game. If you don't, where you been hiding? North Korea? I don't know. Probably even got it in North Korea. But anyway, it's an absolutely amazing game. It came out in 1986 by Atari. It featured in the arcades on two systems. Well, on two different arcade variants. You had like a stand-up arcade machine, and you had the sit-down that was fully hydraulic, and it was just an amazing game. But the one thing that really sticks out to me in my memories of OutRun are the following. The music. Right at the beginning of the game, you had like this stereo, and you could choose which song you wanted. And there was 3 great songs you could choose. To accompany this Versus video, I've added an extra video. It's a separate video. I'm uploading it straight after this one, so it should be available now. Go and look it up on my channel, and it features all 3 of the classic tunes from OutRun. It features Passing Breeze, Splash Wave, Magical Sound Shower. Now go take a look at them, because they will take you right back. You'll hear them songs, honestly, and in your head, shut your eyes for a second, you'll be straight back in an arcade of the 80s, because let's be honest, that was the one tune that really stuck out. All 3 of them were amazing. But without further ado, we're going to head straight into it now and be looking at the Versus video this week. And as always, we're going to look at the arcade version first, and as you guys now know, that's never in the running to see who wins, because it's down to the home systems. So we're going to look at the arcade version first, and then it's a competition between the Commodore 64, the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad CPC, and I'm also including on this one the Sega Master System version. Now, bit of a cheat with the Sega Master System, as someone pointed out in my last video where I included the 8-bit consoles, because let's be honest, they had the extra capacity and storage and memory and stuff that come in the cartridges. So I'm going to tell you my winner of the 3 home 8-bit computer versions, and I'm throwing the Master System version in just so we can have a look at it and see how it compared to the computer systems of the day. So without further ado, let's get into it. OutRun. Cheers, Ian. Great suggestion, buddy.
Ready?
And off we go. OutRun. Sega. What an amazing title for the day. Look at it graphically. The colours, the scheme, the everything for this just worked. The stand-up cab had 2 gears, high and low, and the steering wheel also had like force feedback, so if you sort of went off road slightly, it'd rattle, it'd really jolt you and stuff as well, which was great. But obviously the sit-down version was awesome in its own right, because it was hydraulic based and had stereo speakers right in the back of your head there, so it was pumping this great audio, sound effects and everything else. Now, obviously Sega brought this out in 86. It was a great game, as I've already said, and it was amazing. Everything about it was good. We've mentioned about how good the different arcade cabs were of this. So you'd make your way through the different stages, and as you can see there, there'd be like a split in the road, and so you could make your way through the game and choose a different route every time. That's if you were good enough at the game, of course, to make your way through. This was just amazing. Had great music, which I've said already. So after this video, do please go and check out the songs of of OutRun, or the music, which I've done a separate post of, and it will take you right back. Now we move on to the ZX Spectrum. First off, this is the 48K version, and as you can hear, it was fairly standard sort of specky noises. Obviously the first thing you've probably really noticed is the speed of the vehicle in this, a hell of a lot slower. But the way the car was portrayed and the characters in it and stuff, I have to say graphically were not too bad, you know. Not the greatest game I've ever played, but hey, not the worst either. But hey, in my verdict, as you always know, I'll give you my rundown. You may not always agree with what I have to say, but you let me know in the comments. But check this out. Here we go. That was the 48K. Now 1 to 8. I'm going to shut up for a minute so you can listen to what a great job they've done of the music. So there you go, 1 to 8K. So very well done to Spectrum for that sound effect there. I mean, that was quite a good feat for the old ZX Spectrum. I enjoyed that, but of course that only come with a 1 to 8 version, which was the sort of the +2, +3 and all that. And so 48K, just your basic sounds, but +3 and +2 and the 1 to 8, great job. Okay, looking now. Commodore 64. Now this version, as you can see from the off, speed wise, different kettle of fish this. Speed was good. You actually felt like you were racing along in a car in this one, you know, albeit a Ferrari. And as you can see straight away there you go, you're reaching good speeds and it felt speedy. So a good job on the Commodore version of this. Now that was the European version, this here's the American version, and as you can see the car was different graphically, so there was a slight difference there, and I chose to show you both as well so you can see that for yourself there. And the SID chip done a great job of the music on this, and after the debacle of you know, that game Chase HQ, which I did a versus video from, I was very dubious about the C64 version of this, but you did it. You pulled it off for me. You showed me that there you can do a racer and do it well. If you haven't seen the Chase HQ video, do go and have a look. Check out on my channel, find the thumbnail, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And here we go, the Amstrad CPC. Now, firstly, visually, this was good. I liked it. I was pretty much sold on it. I thought, this looks pretty pucker. But then listen. Can you hear it? No, I can't either. All I've got is that real harsh sound effect. And it's just a harsh sound effect. Looks great. Again, felt slow. Was just, you know, just wasn't fast enough. Didn't feel like you were racing. And that was a real shame, really. This, right, is highly rated on some Amstrad forums and stuff, and they do like this version, and a lot of Amstrad fans do think this was pretty good. So, you know, my verdict might be a bit controversial, but as I say, when we come to the verdict, as always, please don't be hating on the video. Just let me know in the comments why I'm right, why I'm wrong. Do you agree with my verdict? Disagree? Do you remember owning this on the Amstrad? What were your initial thoughts? Because I say this was my first taste of it on the Amstrad, so I'd never played it back in the day. And do you remember owning these systems on any of these games? This game on any of them? Do you remember getting it? Do you remember? What are your thoughts? I mean, I remember the first time I ever saw this in the arcade, and I was blown away. So that was the Amstrad CPC. And finally, as I've already said right at the beginning of the video, we're just taking a look at the SMS version, Sega Master System. This isn't being included in my verdict, this is just thrown in, because as I say,
people have commented before, and obviously the 8-bit consoles of the day had a bit of an advantage because obviously the cartridges, etc., could hold so much more information on top of what the system had. So it made it slightly unfair, but it's always good to have a look, isn't it? You know, reminisce, as they say. The only down I would say about this version is a good version. I really liked it. There seemed to be a lack of cars, actually. I mean, a few more vehicles on the road would have made it a bit more fun. But all in all, a great job. Played well. Looks great. Music was good, and it was recognisable. You could tell what game it was by looking at it, and obviously the sound as well was very good, which made it recognisable. Now, I remind you again, the verdict is coming up now. So, if you want to really reminisce after you've watched this video and the verdict and all the rest of it, do check out my other video with the soundtrack on it. Put it on in the background. See if it takes you back. It certainly did me.
I hope you enjoyed that, reminiscing and looking back at the great game that was Sega OutRun, or OutRun by Sega, should I say. Absolutely amazing game. Thank you, Ian, again. A brilliant suggestion. So if you guys at home got any suggestions for me, pop them in the comments. Let me know, because I do love hearing your comments. And again, if you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say, let me know in the comments, and let's get a good, healthy debate, which is great for this community, and you're all really good at that, sharing your knowledge and stuff. And equally, if you don't already do so, hit that subscribe button. Helps me greatly, and as you know, makes you have another beer, or something like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Looking first at the free 8-bit home computer systems. In third position, I gave it to the Amstrad CPC. Now, bit controversial, because I know in some Amstrad forums and stuff, this game is actually really highly thought of, okay? To me, it seemed to play slow. It didn't have the speed of a Ferrari. It was so I was out, I don't know, with my granddad having a Sunday drive, maybe. I don't know. Bless his soul. But hey ho. So it just lacked that. Graphics, great colour, looked good and all that, but the sound. That sound was so, it was just irritating, and it started really, it's a bit much. So sorry folks if I've upset you, but hey, let me know why I'm wrong. That's third. And in second position, I gave it to the ZX Spectrum by Sinclair. Thought the graphics on this were really sharp, and again, just didn't feel fast enough to me. It just felt slow. It wasn't, just didn't do the business. But I tip my hat massively to the 128 version of this, because of the soundtrack and everything else, as you know, which I'm so keen on, was actually emulated fairly well by the Spectrum, or in its own little capacity, you know, so very well done. So third of the 8-bit home computer systems, and in first position, of course, is the Commodore 64 version. Now obviously those that follow the channel and have seen my previous videos know when I've done Chase HQ how disappointed I was. I won't, if you haven't seen it, there's a link, go and find that thumbnail, look it up on the channel and go and have a watch. Yeah, because it was interesting to say the least. So I was a bit dubious to see, because I've never played this back in the day on the home systems, how it handled compared, and it was the best of the three for me. It had a good speed, and it played well, it looked good, and the sound. It's SID chip, what's not to love? My God, awesome stuff. And of course, then we looked at the Master System version. It's the Sega Master System. It's 8-bit, I know, but as people have pointed out in the comments before, it does have the benefit of the extra storage and stuff on the cartridge themselves. So, to make it fair, I just threw it in there for us to have a look at. It wasn't included. So, it didn't come first, second, third, or fourth. It's just hanging around there, alright. Hey, controversial, I know. But anyway, that concludes this week's Versus videos. Please do keep tuned, because as I say, I've got loads of pickups to show you of great games that I've actually found lately, and some amazing buys. So, it's a good buy from OGDuffy. Stay safe, look after yourself, and hey, have a beer at the weekend. I will. Cheers. If you watch the video and you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe for more great videos. Thanks for watching.